keep pushing forward. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It's all gonna work out. There's a reason you have these thoughts in your head that you're going to do these crazy things, you're gonna succeed, you're gonna have the nice house, you're gonna have the beautiful family. There's a reason these things are in your head. It's because it's what God has visioned for you and what is meant to happen for you. All you have to do is put in the work to get there, and you're gonna get there, man. Just keep busting your ass and working hard.
All right, let's talk about the partnership issue because this is huge. This will make or break you. You already know this from your last partnership, which we've talked about before.
Yes.
It will screw everything if you don't either have the right partners or you guys don't know what the hell you're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
Right? So, have you read Rocket Fuel?
I haven't.
Okay.
It's on my to-do
You got to
list.
read that. That's the next thing you do. I am obviously not the multifamily guy, but I do have a decent amount of business experience, and I do want to say that book is the best book ever. You all should read that. I'm
Okay.
coaching this guy. His name's Bahu, and he is reading that book right now. If you have partners, you got to read that book to understand what people should be doing to make
Okay.
the company succeed. And then two, yeah, you guys got to sit down and be, okay, here's everything that needs to happen. Who takes care of what? Whose skill set
Yep.
is here? Because you might not need all those people. 4 partners is a lot of partners, right?
Mhm.
That might be unnecessary. That might be crazy unnecessary. You might be able to just do it with you and Stefan. I don't know, right? I
Yeah.
think you guys need an integrator. I think you're pretty good with talking with people. No, Danny, or are you more a systems
Yeah.
person?
Yeah. I'm good at talking to people.
I think you guys need a systems person.
Yeah.
I would
Mhm.
say. And then one of you is constantly raising money, because you should be raising money before you even have a deal.
Yeah.
And then somebody should be finding the deal. So that's my advice anyways, my unsolicited advice, but I always give advice when I see someone dealing with a challenge that I think I can actually help with. And that's one of the challenges I can help with. I'm decently good at figuring out how people should work well together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you got it though. I
Yeah.
I just think you got to figure that out. That will make or break you.
Of course. And that's one
You
thing
know
we've
that.
discussed too, is finding everyone's roles. So we've talked about basically the surface level of what our roles are, but we're still in the process of digging deep into what our roles are.
You guys should get a meeting together, read that book, and then get a meeting together about how we're going to split everything up way before there's any money involved. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's my little piece of advice. But
It's good.
Just because I asked you about the challenges. So, what are your greatest fears right now? This is a crazy new adventure. I'm excited. It'll be cool to have you back on here in a year or two when you have 300 units or 400 units and
I
being
think
like, all right,
that's
man,
like way smaller
remember
than what I
this?
will have.
1,000. I don't know. Whatever you have, right?
Dude, at least
It'll be
1,000.
cool. Yeah. It'll be cool to see. But I'm curious, what are your fears right now?
Some of my fears maybe even just money. So I have money. I'm comfortable in a way, and that's one of the problems. I am comfortable. So this is really pushing myself out of my comfort zone and also not focusing on wholesaling and fixing flipping. That's cutting my monthly income down because my focus is going elsewhere.
Right.
And that's one of the things about starting a new business too. It's going to take some time, and you're going to have some kind of loss of income because you're deviating your focus. So I guess you could say that's one of my fears right now, is just having less money come in, but I have enough money to survive. So it's a fear, but at the same time I know it's going to be okay, you know.
I love it. I love it so much. So then what do you have any mindset routines that you do to keep fear at bay or not worry about it too much? I mean, it is kind of scary switching businesses, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how much you were making in wholesaling, but you're about to lose all of it if you really go full on into this business, except for maybe a referral fee every once in a while, or a referral deal every once in a while, right? What mindset stuff do you do?
So what mindset stuff do I do? I would say I've always tried meditating, but my patience is not there. But I would say just reaffirming myself every single day So I tell myself, like, dude, you got this. And just being positive in general, not letting the negative things affect you. Because if you let the negative things compound and you're always like, complaining, it's just there's no way for happiness when you're constantly complaining. So one of my main things is just always keeping a positive state of mind. Today, I even posted on my story. Today was not a good day for me. I
Mm,
had a bunch of different things go wrong. I came back to Atlanta to clean up my house. I got to close. It's closing on the 20th. I got new people buying it. And there was a bunch of different things I lined up for today. And every single one of the things didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But
mm,
it's being able to say, hey, Danny, everything's okay. It's all going to work itself out. Just think positive vibes and don't let it take you over. So I think just always thinking positively has really helped me and kind of not made me worry about failure as much because I know I'm going to fail.
right.
Bring all the failure. I got this. I'm just going to keep going forward. If it's one thing I've learned from a lot of successful people is they fail a lot,
Right.
but they also keep pushing, and that's how they succeed. So
I
if you
like
just
it.
keep going, you can't fail.
I like it a lot. Yeah. Failure is definitely one of those things. It's people don't understand it's a necessary requisite to succeeding. You actually have to fail in order to succeed.
Mhm.
Once you realize that, it's oh, I
Yeah.
literally have to. Actually,
Mhm.
I won't be successful until I fail. Once you learn
Yeah.
that, then it's damn okay, then nice. All right. So this is just part of the process.
Yeah.
It's a way to take the anxiety out of it. How'd you end up partnering with Stefan? How'd that relationship start?
Dude,
Because he's not
so
in Atlanta, is he?
no,
He's thinking
he's in
about
San
moving.
Antonio.
Okay. Yeah. So how'd you guys
So
partner up?
we went to a few events together in Phoenix from time to time, and we hung out a few times, but then he asked me, he's like, "Yo, dude, you wanna come out to Vegas for this event?" "Oh, what is it about?" And it was a PHP event for insurance. I knew nothing about this, but he's licensed to sell life insurance. It's just something he does on the side for fun. And I was like, sure, I'll go. Why not? So me, Matthew Justice, and this dude Jimmy went. For those of you watching that know, he's also known as Black Jimmy. Met him at a Tesla charging station. That was a cool story. So we all went to Vegas, and there, me and Stefan just kind of clicked. So I've always had this passion for social media and just producing content. That's why, and people always tell me, "Oh, Danny, you're so good behind the camera. You just pick up the camera and talk." It just comes. I don't know. It comes natural to me. I've done it for years, and I used to have a YouTube channel back when I was playing video games instead of making money. So it's always been one of those things that I've always wanted a big following online just to, post videos and have fun with it, not because I needed the following. But then I also see the value in it now. Gaining a big following and getting people behind your back, it's in what Pace says, making YouTube videos, making clones of yourself. So that's a way I can bring in deals, right? Just make a bunch of content and also provide value and help people. I love helping people. It's one of my favorite things to do, helping people out. But we both resonated on that. So he wasn't really good with the producing the content or anything, but he's a great character. If you guys don't know Stefan, you could call him
He's
crazy.
insane. He's an insane person. Like
Yeah.
I like him a lot too, but sometimes I'm holy Jesus, Stefan. What is going on in your mind right now? This guy goes crazy. He's a fun
Yes.
guy though. I like him.
Yeah. So he's a fun guy. He's crazy, not in a bad way though. Not in a bad way. He's very out there. So he's a great character, right? He's great for social media. He's just terrible at knowing how to take the action on social media to make the content. And that's where I came in too. So we were just, dude, we decided we both want to do social media. This is what we decided in Vegas. And let's just make a bunch of social media together. Let's just post a bunch of videos together. Let's collaborate on a bunch of content. And then we came up with a podcast called the Microflip Mafia. It was something that he always wanted to do, but he didn't have the right person to do it. And then he found me. He's like, Danny, let's do this podcast together. I have no idea what I'm doing. You figure out all the little intricate details. How do we get the podcast set up? What kind of equipment do we need? Let's do this podcast. And he was kind of the visionary on that side of things. And I was a little bit of an integrator on just getting everything set up. So we partnered on this podcast. And then we decided, dude, wouldn't it be so
How's that
sick?
going, by the way? You enjoying a podcast?
Oh,
Are
dude,
you
it's
enjoying it?
awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We We just dropped one to John Galan,
Oh,
and
nice.
I've got good feedback
He's
on
the
it
goat of
already.
micro flipping.
Dude, he's just, oh my gosh, not even just the micro flipping side of things, but just him and his mindset. He doesn't, most people go just surface level on mindset. I'm guilty of it myself. But this dude actually digs deep. And on that podcast, he was digging deep. And I had people text me, "This is so amazing. I'm going to listen to this every morning." And I was, that is so awesome. So going great so far. And while we were doing that podcast too, we were just like, we should find a content house and just make a bunch of content. And I don't know if some of you guys know who FaZe Clan is. It's a gaming thing I used to watch when I was a little teenager, but they had something called the FaZe House. And they were all just playing video games, making vlogs together, just having the time of their life and all living together. I want to recreate that, but with real estate. That was one of my visions. That was one of my goals. So I told him about this and we just went all in. What's up, Luke? We went all in on trying to find this content house, which later we turned it into content cribs. And we wanted to just find something creative, something we could buy on terms, something Instagrammable, something crazy, something with a crazy pool, crazy house. And essentially we started the hunt for that going into mid-August, and we found it by mid-September.
I love it.
So,
Wait, so you guys have a house but you're not, are you living in that house right now?
we have a penthouse in downtown Miami.
Okay, but you're not in
So
Miami.
no, well, I'm going back in a few days.
Wait,
So
so this already is a thing. Are you guys all living together in Miami?
yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that. I thought you lived in Atlanta. What are you
No,
doing in
well,
Atlanta then?
I just spent a week and a half in Miami, but I had to come back up here to get everything situated with my house and all these little things I have to take care
Wait,
of
talk
before
about
I
that
sell the
deal. Talk about
house.
the deal of how you got a penthouse in Miami on terms.
So this it's not officially actually done yet. So right now we have a lease option, 100-day lease option in the property from the seller, basically just to prove that we're going to make this happen. We're going to make the multifamily happen, and just kind of I guess a little grace period. He's also a sub 2 member, the owner. So he's on the fence about selling it, but we have our 100-day lease option. So we're in the property for 100 days. And that was another thing that inspired the 100 doors in 100 days, because we have
Right.
100 days in this penthouse. So that was kind of one of the things, but
Wait,
we
what are
got
the
the
terms of the
property.
lease option?
Huh?
What's the terms of the lease option?
So essentially, we have the 100 days, and we're going to be paying for rent those, and
And
then putting.
when you buy it, will he sell it to you on seller finance, or is he going to force you to do a mortgage, or what's going to happen?
So when that time comes, it will be a sub 2 seller finance hybrid deal.
Nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
So
Cool. Awesome.
that's
Okay.
but and it's now it's the new headquarters. And I don't know if you maybe have seen my story, but I'll send you
I've
a
seen
picture or
it. There've been
video.
I've seen some cool things with you and Stefan, and I was, where are they? Why are they hanging out in Miami? I had no
Yeah.
idea why you were hanging out in Miami. That's
Mhm.
cool. So who's going to live in that house?
So it's going to be me, Stefan, Tony, and the current owner, Mike. He's partnering with us on the multifamily as well. So we're still figuring out if Mike is going to be there, but that is the goal right now, for all of us to be living there and working together.
Nice.
So
Cool.
it's just going to be a workstation, a living quarters, as Tony would call it, incubator. So
Nice. Okay, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be awesome. That was something that
Mhm.
Mindset Marlon, Marlon Johnson, he did.
Yeah,
He does that in Phoenix too. He
mindset
has a
man.
house, the Mindset Manor, right? I like the idea. I just living by myself more. I have that even more than
Yeah,
having
I
roommates
guess
anymore.
it comes down to personal preference too. For me,
I get it though.
I'm
It
living
makes
by
sense.
myself right now, and I'm just like, dude, I wake up in the morning. For me, I thrive off of teamwork. That's just me, and working around other people. I'm being surrounded around people all the time. So when I'm by myself, I honestly, I lose motivation, and I'm just kind of in my own corner, just, oh, whatever. I'm just here, you know. So that's one of the things that drives me too, is surrounding myself around people that can bring my energy up. Because when I'm by myself, my energy is just kind of here, so it's a great environment for me.
Right. No, I get it. I get too. I mean, Tyler, my partner, he's moving out to Denver. People, very few people know
Mhm.
this. I'm actually kind of announcing this. He's moving out to Denver, which is going to be fun. We're going to go to a WeWork every single day, and that's the teamwork I need. Is I would like my work day to be around more people, or I
Yeah,
a hybrid situation where it's not always work from home. It's sometimes I go into the office,
gotcha.
sometimes I don't. I think that would be
Okay.
my best thing. But yeah, man, talk about that. Talk about the differences of what happens when you're around a team. Why do teamwork? Why not? Wouldn't you get all of the money if you just did the multifamily yourself, Danny?
But dude, that what's the fun in that, man? Dude, it's just so much fun being able to win with other people. And it's one of those things of just not having greed and not just trying to take every piece of the pie because you need other people to succeed because you're not good at everything. Find people that can help you that are really good at one thing while you're really good at the other thing. Because trying to do it all on your own is just I don't know. It's not fun and it's going to take a lot longer for you to succeed. That's my personal opinion. And just working with other people, going back to the energy. My energy is up when I'm with other people that are driving me and pushing me to do more. And I do the same with them. And just being able to have fun with them, make content around all everything too. Man, it's just fun for me. Fun winning with other people and working with other people. I just have more fun.
I 100% agree. You'll make way more money partnering with other people because
Mhm.
basically, if you do it right, it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 11. That's really how I think about it. Is if you
Mhm.
find the right people and find the right partners and do the right things, that will make it happen. Right. So I have a really interesting question for you that I don't know
Okay.
if you'll be able to answer. To be honest, it's just something that came into my head because it's cool to see that you're at the very beginning of a really big transition point. One of the main reason why I had you on this podcast is I just see you so much, and I've seen you at
Mhm.
events, and I've seen you on social media, and I've seen you've been doing things and putting in the work. He deserves it. I want to see. And so I did this with Kevin Show, where he was at a transition point, and it was really cool to have him on again once he's in a completely different space and in a completely different world,
Yeah.
right? So, what would you? This is going to be really hard, and you can tell me if this is not answerable or not.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about it. What will you hope your future self, if your future self could come to this moment right now, what do you hope he's saying to you? Did that make sense?
Yeah. So if I saw my future self, what would he say? What would I hope that he says to me right now? Right? Okay. Keep keep pushing forward. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It's all going to work out. There's a reason you have these thoughts in your head that you're going to do these crazy things, you're going to succeed, you're going to have the nice house, you're going to have the beautiful family. There's a reason these things are in your head. It's because it's what God has visioned for you and what is meant to happen for you. All you have to do is put in the work to get there and you're going to get there, man. Just keep busting your ass and working hard and it's all going to happen. That's the way I put it. I know I want something and I know it's gonna happen. It might take a while for it to happen. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, might even take 20. But as long as I keep doing what I tell myself I'm gonna do, there's no way I can't get to where I wanna go.
I love
So
it.
that's what I tell myself, dude, there's a reason you're thinking what you're thinking because you're gonna make it happen.
I love it. I love it so much. That's such a great answer. Yeah, because I know that's a really hard one to do, but I wanted to see if you can do it. So let's talk about manifestation. Do you believe in it? Do you believe it's voodoo? If you don't believe it's voodoo, how do you do it? How does it work?
So that's something I really
Because
should
that's
tap
what it
into
sounds like you were talking about,
It's
right?
it's yeah, I suppose so. It's something I should tap into more though. I haven't really done much of meditating and thinking, but I suppose I just think of things from time to time and just vision them in my head and I just think about how it's going to happen. And one of the things about me is I I rarely have much self-doubt in myself. I do well, I do. I definitely do. I have that voice in my head that's always telling me, "Oh, you sure you can do this? You sure you can do this?" But overall, my main voice in my head is you're gonna do anything you want to. I want these cool Corvettes I have in this poster right here. If I really want them, I'm gonna get them.
Right.
It's all about just making things happen, and life is a game too. It's you go from one achievement to the next achievement and you just keep moving forward, you keep going on to the next level, right? So I think looking at life from a different perspective is kind of really what helps me, is just looking at things as level ups, I suppose. I don't know how well that
Seeing
has
it
to
like a
tie with
video game.
manifestation. I'm doing
No, I
my
get
best,
it.
you know?
Seeing life like a video game,
Yeah.
having achievements. I get it. It makes sense. So what when you're doing when you think of it as an achievement, you think of it as a video game. This is a question and also a curiosity in the sense that we forget to do this. So I think it's something to remind yourself of too. Is how do you celebrate your wins?
That's something I should do more often, to be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, we barely ever do it, right? Like that's why I kind of asked it. Is I feel like that'll help you with the honestly, I mean, it's just helpful to do in general. I don't think you necessarily need it. The fact that you're just like, no, it's gonna happen. That is manifestation in the end. Envisioning it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do something formal every single time. Sometimes you just envision the life that you want. It's helpful to have something like my vision board right here, right?
Yeah.
Where I can literally see what I want. What's cool is my vision board, I created it 6 months ago. About half of it's done,
That's
which is
awesome.
sick. Some of it I'm impressed by. Some of it I knew would happen. It'd be easier. Some of it I thought would take way longer. The Instagram verified. I mean, that was kind of a cheat code since Instagram made that real easy.
Yeah.
But I got my car. I speak on stages a lot. I got my COO. Those are the 4 that are on here that have been done. So it's cool to see. I mean, that's always a good thing. Do you got a vision board?
I do. I'm looking at mine right now. I never finished it, but I have a good bit of things on there that I have in mind. I
Good.
haven't completed I've completed a few of them. So there's a good bit of them I'm still shooting for, but I made it a month and a half, 2 months ago. So it's still a work in progress, and
Nice.
still figuring out exactly what I want on there to add to it as well.
Okay. So Daniel, we're starting to getting to the point. We're getting closer to the end of the interview. So I have 2 questions I always ask. So the first one is, what are some of the books that have helped you shape you in your entrepreneurial journey that you love the
Mm,
most?
this is going to be a fun answer because I'm terrible at reading books. So I that's the worst question for me, but I also know books are very important.
It
One thing
doesn't
that
have to be
I've
books
really
if you don't really read as much. It can
what's
also
that?
be just like, if it's not books, just things you should do, sources of
Mhm.
media, something you
Okay.
should consume.
So as far as books go, I actually started listening to audiobooks, which is helping me out a lot. And one
Right.
thing I will recommend is if you're struggling with just having the discipline to get out there and push yourself to your limits. David Goggins, if you guys haven't
He's a
heard of him.
beast. He's a
Yeah,
freaking
absolute
beast,
freaking
bro. His
beast.
book is insane.
So I've listened to both his audiobooks. He has Can't Hurt Me and I can't think of what the other one's called, but he's got 2 of them and they're freaking awesome. And his audiobooks are great because they're better than the actual book. The dude that's narrating them does an absolute killer job, but they also have a podcast surrounded around the audiobook. Just so he'll be like, yeah, so I was sitting here, I got shin splits, I'm still running with my broken ankles. And then the narrator's like, okay, Goggins, so what was going on in this situation? And then they talk it out.
That's
So
funny.
it was really good for me to listen to. So let's see, Can't Hurt Me and Never Finished. That's his 2 audiobooks. Uh, so those are both really good and just like his life
And
is
why are they really good? Because I know David Goggins, but let's say the other people who are listening don't.
so I would say there's good and bad parts of it because this dude pushes his body to the limits that you should never push your body to. But it just it shows
True.
that anything is possible. This dude is running with broken ankles, running with doing all these crazy things, runs 100 miles. I think he did sign up for a 100-mile race a few months before, ran this thing. I got to go listen to them again. It's been months since I listened to them, but it was absolutely awesome for me and it kept me pushing. Sometimes I try to get comfortable, but then I'd think about it and I'd think back to Goggins. I'd be like, what would Goggins do? No, don't be freaking just okay with what you're doing. Push for more.
I love it. So then going back to yourself, right when you were starting real estate, what would you say to your past self, knowing everything that you know now in this moment?
Be very selective with what you spend your time and energy on
Hmm.
because there's a lot of people, no disrespect, but that will waste your time or just will not push you in the right direction. And be careful of shiny object syndrome. I definitely struggled with that when I first started because I started with fix and flips. I was doing wholesaling. Then I wasn't really sure what I wanted. Then I was, oh, I have a bunch of money now. Let me buy some rental properties. So I partnered up
Right.
with someone that I thought knew about rentals, but really didn't. And then we had some rentals. They went wrong and I lost money on them. Not a nice amount of money either. It was a lot of money. So
I
I
get
learned a
it.
lot of lessons of just be dialed in, know exactly what you want and go for that. And be very careful with who you surround yourself with because there is people around you that will try to take advantage of you. And that's one thing I struggle with. I'm a very nice guy. I've definitely I don't want to say I've stopped being nice. I'm still a nice guy, but I've definitely toned it back because I've had people screw me over and they took advantage of me being nice and just being, oh no, it's okay. This is going on, but it's okay because we're working together. I'd always make
I get
excuses
it.
for things that weren't okay, right? So just being able to be okay saying no to things. When I first started, I was saying yes to everything.
Right.
That's it's too much. It's way too much. And now I try my best to respond to everyone, but I don't beat myself up if I miss some messages, you know?
Right.
So I would say just find out what you really want to do and stick to it and stop jumping around trying to do a bunch of things and stop trying to please everyone because you never will.
I love it. I love that so much. So those were really good answers. And yeah, and I think that's something everyone can take from. I had shiny object syndrome too. I was doing direct to seller and direct to agent, which was a really bad
Mhm.
idea. Trying to start two businesses at once. I get it, man. I've had deals where I've lost 20K, 30K. It happens, bro. And that's part of the game, right? I told you earlier, failure is a prerequisite for
Yep.
success. It has to happen, right? So Luke says, amen. So my man, what can we plug for you? I know you've got to have I know you have an Instagram. I bet you have a YouTube channel. What should I plug for you? What do you want people to go to? What do you want them to send you deals? How can I help you? What can my audience do for you?
Okay, awesome question. So as you can see, instead of putting my full name, I actually put my Instagram at Danny Buys Homes. So go hit that up. Part of me was, oh shoot, maybe I need to change it to Danny Buys Multifamily. But no, I the homes thing. I'll the username. So the username's staying for now until maybe one day I'll get someone to sell me just at Danny or at Danny Harrison. I don't know. We'll see. But
I
for
think
now,
it's
it's
fine.
Danny Buys Homes. So Danny Buys Homes on Instagram. And YouTube, if you type in YouTube at Danny Buys Homes, you'll get the same thing, but put the at in front of it because it's still hard to find my page because it's a little bit smaller right now.
You cut out there. Say that again. Say that
Okay,
again. You
so
cut out there
same
for
thing
or
on
you said
YouTube.
that.
So if you guys want to find my YouTube, see Microflip Mafia and just the content we're doing live streaming and uploading videos on what we're currently experiencing through the day to day and our multifamily journey and just our journey in life too because it's not all about business, right? You got to have some time where you actually enjoy life too. So we do introduce some of that on there too. Going to Puerto Rico, I made a vlog when we were in Puerto Rico. I didn't record as much as I wanted to, but I wasn't really thinking about it, right? But at Danny Buys
What?
Homes on YouTube also. So type that in on your
Okay.
search
Same
bar,
thing.
same exact thing, and you'll find my YouTube channel. You'll find my Instagram. That's my two main pages. And if you want to reach out to me, send me a message on Instagram.
I love it. I love it so much. My man, you've been amazing. You've been a great guest. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any last words for the people?
Any last words? Stay focused. Have confidence in yourself. Don't give up.
I love it. I love it so much. All right, guys. That's it for this one. Danny killed it. Episode 93, Scorch the Fears. Next week, same time, 5 p.m. Thursday, PST. Let's freaking go.